I cleared the first 3 floors of the current Savage tier, Anabaseios, in about 3.5 hours last night, and yeah, it's really surreal because, for those who didn't know, I actually didn't do this raid tier at all. Now, as for a full video talking about the pain that I'm going through in my real life and like how my ex-fiance cheated on me and basically threw me away like a used pop can, I don't think that I'm ready to do a video like that. A lot of people have been asking me to just be honest and talk about my feelings and stuff. I might eventually get to that point, but what I can say is me clearing this, currently only the first 3 floors because I only did it last night for about 3 hours with a group of friends. It really was one of the most healing and most cleansing things that I have really done for myself in literally months. Now people will be like, wait, I thought you already cleared the Savage tier because then you went into Uwu and then T, right? So long story short is I was raiding with my boyfriend and I'm gonna be as nice as I can, gutter trash that put him on a pedestal and has bragged to me, telling me, oh, I stole your man. But we were raiding together, all like at the start of this tier. And even before then, this is like the first time in probably about 4 years that I have actually raided a Savage group without Brendan. This is probably actually the first time in about 4 years. I actually really, in a lot of ways, honestly kind of absolved myself, or whatever the word choice I should use here, of ever going into a static group again. I actually was just like, I will never go into a static group again. I don't care. I will PF every single ultimate, and that's why I was starting to wind up into doing Barrier Healer for DSR before I found out about the cheating. And this tier I just never did. I never finished P10S even, not let alone 10 or 11, which all of those got knocked out last night, just one after another, and I was basically like completely fresh basically. And I haven't even done any real raiding for at least the past month, like just because I've had such a hard time even logging into the game. And I know that to some people that will sound weird. It's like, okay, but like, you do YouTube videos on the game and you love it and you've been playing it for a decade, which is longer than you've been with him, and all these things, and all of that is true. This channel is mine. The Discord community is mine, even though he has been sending psychotic messages to people in my own Discord server, telling them weird, literally non-true things. Like, I promise I won't get into this, but the point is that yes, I did completely skip the raid tier after a whole lot of group issues. Group issues that frankly do actually, and this is not an exaggeration, I will not name their actual in-game character names, but my actual first name is Cole, so everyone knows that, but there was Chris, David, Rick, Seth, G, Casey, just there is a boatload of people who have all told me genuinely, and I'm talking about years ago, even when I was with him, even when like we were engaged, that they didn't want to raid with me because Brendan never put in the effort, and that he would put himself on a pedestal and then start criticizing kind of everyone around us. And I mean, there's Tora, there's fucking like so many people, and that I basically have had group after group ever since Endwalker really started just dissolve. And this included our recent Anabaseios group, which we didn't even get to like the end of P9S, which was one of the most discouraging things because we kept trying for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end, and it was just the same mistakes to Levin Strike. The group fell apart completely. Hell, there was even someone, because I was looking to break up with him, and this is around September, October, there was someone in the group that I remember literally was like trying to like help me get away from him, and we were like talking like all day, all night, and I really did kind of like start to have feelings for this person, and like they started to obviously have feelings for me. Like, I'm not gonna get into details, but like he was sending me like images and stuff, and like he very much was really into me. And Brendan went, and this was when I was literally blocking him on Facebook, on Discord, and like everything, and he literally hunted me down in game, and he came up with the Drippy Minion into my own private home, and he literally told me to just love him and to work with him and to believe in him, and I did believe in him and I took him back. But also at the same time, he told this person, who I'm gonna leave nameless, which I really had a lot of feelings for at the time. Horrible lies about me, and this person literally told me on Discord I'm taking the high road and just left. Like, there has been a lot of things that went wrong. And this gets into another thing that happened, which was, I honestly didn't believe in doing this raid tier because P8S, I never ended up clearing P8S even once because of the same things. Like, it was always snakes. I literally could not go through snakes in that group. And so what I wanted to do for this Anabaseios tier was I literally went to a friend, Seth, and I literally was like, Seth, I really, really, really don't feel confident in this group or like what I should do. I'm really overwhelmed about this. I really want to clear the tier. And he invited me into his group. And then, like, you know, the monkeys with like the spin-on crank in the back of them that like you wind up and wind up and wind up. Brendan knew exactly what buttons to push on me, and he really guilted me out. In World of Warcraft, there was this one guild that we were in, and it was like the Depraved or whatever, and like there was this group named Team 2, which was basically like the worst players in the guild that none of the good players in the guild wanted to raid with. And he told me, oh, you've made me Team 2, I'm not good enough to raid with you. And him and Ryu, the fucking asshole that's like bragging that he took my man for me, fucking told me that I made them Team 2, that I made them unimportant, and basically just fucking tore into me emotionally, making me feel like I was a bastard, making me feel like I was a horrible betrayer person. And I eventually caved, and I went, and this was before the night, like that was the first night that I was actually raiding with Seth's group. And I remember I was so wound up that I actually got super duper upset during it, and I actually had to leave because I felt like I was betraying someone who loved me. I was betraying a friend that I used to truly love, and I used to really truly love him. And I was made to feel like a complete piece of garbage. And all of this over a raid tier in a fucking video game. And I just wanted to clear it because honestly, it's something that I have always enjoyed. I like raiding in this game. Like, I literally went into UU and T and PF completely on my own, of my own accord, and cleared them both and farmed the shit out of them. Went into DSR, started, and I did that on my own too. And not to mention that it is so fucking embarrassing. Like, I don't care. Cancel me on Twitter. It is so fucking embarrassing being on YouTube and talking about things and not even having the Savage tier done. It actively embarrassed me. And I remember that I was like crying to Sethra and being like, I don't want to start this tier. And this was before the tier even started. I don't want to do this tier because P8S, I couldn't even clear P8S. And it wasn't because of me. And it's like becoming more and more obvious. None of this is because of me. I tried so hard, but when I have him telling me and Ryu telling me, I've watched this YouTube video and I'm just coming to raid and I'm doing my best, and why are you being so judgmental? Why are you putting unrealistic expectations? I didn't know that you were a hardcore jerk, elitist piece of shit. And I was told all this shit, and I'm like, I'm not that person. I want people to learn, grow, and develop, and I've always supported it. But it's just like, if you don't come, if you're watching a video or you don't try, I don't care what either one, it's just like, and then we are on Levin strike for 2.5 months. What am I supposed to do? And I still would have kept going, but the group fell apart, and Brendan literally shit talked all of these people. And then he's like, oh, all these people are my friends. No, he shit talked all of you. Sorry, I promise I won't get into all of this, but my point is that clearing 3 floors in literally like under 3.5 hours, where I never cleared even P9S last night, was one of the most liberating feelings ever. And I did it without my cheating ex-fiance. I promised I wouldn't cry at the start of this video, but I've already tried re-recording it so many times. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, this was one of the most powerful, most important things for me to move forward. And I cannot state enough how much this mattered to me, and